Welcome to Tales of Honor, a podcast with a mission to tell the true stories of every recipient of our nation's highest military award, the Medal of Honor. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Tales of Honor podcast. This is episode number 441. It is the last for the month, and it's going to round up our round of Vietnam veteran recipients for now. We'll come back at a later date. Before we get into today's story and today's two birthdays to go over, I would be remiss if I did not mention the names of those who were lost in the terror attacks at Kabul airport this week. And just like the mission of this podcast is to keep these names and actions alive forever, by speaking their names. So I feel it is necessary to say the names of those who were lost this week. Lance Corporal David Espinoza, Sergeant Nicole Gee, Staff Sergeant Taylor Hoover, Staff Sergeant Ryan Naus, Corporal Hunter Lopez, Lance Corporal Riley McCollum, Lance Corporal Dylan Merola, Lance Corporal Kareem Nakui, Sergeant Johanny Rosario, Corporal Humberto Sanchez, Lance Corporal Jared Schmitz, Hospital Corpsman Max Soviak, Corporal Dagan William Tyler Page. My prayers go out to their families for strength during this time and for peace to come. For both themselves and those perished. So that is, I felt it was necessary to bring that into today's story. Moving on to birthdays. We had a birthday on Friday, August 27th, 1943. This birthday belongs to Joseph Robert Carey, also known as Bob Carey. He turned 78 years old. He is a former U.S. Navy SEAL Lieutenant Junior Grade who received his Medal of Honor during the Vietnam War. So a very happy 78th birthday to Bob. And the other birthday is actually today, August 29th, 1947. This belongs to Gary Bykirk, who is a former Army Sergeant that received the Medal of Honor also for his actions during the Vietnam War. So a very happy 74th birthday to Gary Bykirk. And that is all I have for today. So let's roll right on into today's Tale of Honor. Gary was born on the 21st of September, 1948, in Lexington, Virginia. His family moved several times when he was growing up, and he attended school in Frankfort, West Virginia, before moving to Charleston, West Virginia. And in the 11th grade, his family moved to Portland, Oregon. When Gary was 17, he enlisted in the U.S. Marine Corps and attended recruit training in San Diego before transferring to Camp Pendleton and then Camp Lejeune. By the time he turned 18, he had been promoted to Private First Class and was a rifleman with Company F, 2nd Battalion, 8th Marines, 2nd Marine Division. When Gary deployed to Vietnam, he was assigned to Company F, 2nd Battalion, 1st Marines, 1st Marine Division, and it was his actions 4 months into his deployment that would earn him the Medal of Honor. The citation reads, "For conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty, on 21 April 1967 during Operation Union, elements of Company F conducting offensive operations at Bin Sun encountered a firmly entrenched enemy force and immediately deployed to engage them. The Marines in PFC Martini's platoon assaulted across an open rice paddy to within 20 meters of the enemy trench line, where they were suddenly struck by hand grenades, intense small arms, automatic weapons, and mortar fire. The enemy onslaught killed 14 and wounded 18 Marines, pinning the remainder of the platoon down behind a low paddy dike. In the face of imminent danger, PFC Martini immediately crawled over the dike to a forward open area within 15 meters of the enemy position where, continuously exposed to the hostile fire, he hurled hand grenades, killing several of the enemy. Crawling back through the intense fire, he rejoined his platoon, which had moved to the relative safety of a trench line. From this position, he observed several of his wounded comrades lying helpless in the fire-swept paddy. Although he knew that one man had been killed attempting to assist the wounded, PFC Martini raced through the open area and dragged a comrade back to a friendly position. In spite of a serious wound received during his first daring rescue, he again braved the unrelenting fury of the enemy fire to aid another companion lying wounded only 20 meters in front of the enemy trench line. As he reached the fallen Marine, he received a mortal wound, but disregarding his own condition, he began to drag the Marine toward his platoon's position. Observing men from his unit attempting to leave the security of their position to aid him, concerning only for their safety, he called to them to remain under cover, and through a final supreme effort, moved his injured comrade to where he could be pulled to safety before he fell, succumbing to his wounds. Stout-heartedly and indomitable, PFC Martini unhesitatingly yielded his life to save 2 of his comrades and ensure the safety of the remainder of his platoon. His outstanding courage, valiant fighting spirit, and selfless devotion to duty reflected the highest credit upon himself, the Marine Corps, and the U.S. Naval Service. He gallantly gave his life for his country. Gary's family received his Medal of Honor on the 22nd of October, 1968, from the Secretary of the Navy at the Marine Barracks in Washington, D.C. Gary Wayne Martini is buried in the Rosewood Cemetery in Lewisburg, West Virginia, Section 2, Avenue I, Plot 89. His name appears on the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, Panel 18E, Line 61. And that was a tale of honor. Thank you for listening to Tales of Honor, and if you enjoyed the show, please be sure to subscribe and tell your friends and family. Tales of Honor is written and produced by Christoph Ambrosch, and theme music is Loyalty and Duty by Floruz Music. If you have any questions, you can send an email to talesofhonorpodcast@gmail.com, and please be sure to visit talesofhonorpodcast.com for more episodes and information.